Today on the Worldview Bros, Oscars so lame. We'll give you our own opinion about the best movies of 2018. We'll share with you our top 5 and discussion. Thank you for joining us today on the Worldview Bros.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Doesn't really matter whenever you're watching this show. Good evening, those of you tuning in to the Worldview Bros. Great to have you. I'm Sal, and this is my brother, Jim, aka Jimmy Cocoa Puff. Jimmy.
Hey man, it's good to be here, as always. So we got movie night, right?
Ooh, movie night. Yeah, man. I've been so excited about this one. I just feel like every time I watch a movie, I'm excited, obviously, to watch a movie, especially if it's one that's just supposed to be really good or I'm just excited about.
Sure.
But then I also like just talking about it. And I feel like I definitely annoy Nicole when it comes to talking about the movies after. She's like, we've already experienced the movie. Why don't we need to talk a whole lot about it? You know?
I know what that feeling is like. So. I mean, yeah. But we'll get a chance to discuss the best movies of 2018.
Yeah.
You know what I actually want to start with? I want to start with a disclosure of a few movies that I know are going to be good that I have not seen. So some of those movies.
That's a great point. That's such a good point. Yeah.
So I think my caveat will be I have not seen The Mule, which I know is going to be good. Clint Eastwood acts and directs, and he's been putting out some outstanding movies.
Yeah.
Did you see Gran Torino?
Yeah, I saw Gran Torino.
It's excellent. It is a very good movie.
Oh, man. We're already starting off like on the wrong foot, man.
I know.
Gran Torino to me was kind of an annoying movie. I just...
Oh, you didn't like it?
I didn't really like it. Like, it's just kind of like...
Dude, let's just move on. You're wrong.
Yeah, sure. It was like this weird, like... It's like a Western, but like... with this weird Asian kid and like... all these dudes
we'll have to talk about Gran Torino one day, dude.
Yeah.
It is an amazing movie. But I also didn't watch Bohemian Rhapsody, which
I didn't either.
Disappointed. I
didn't either. We're failures, man.
That's true. What else? Green Book. I think I would have liked to see Green Book.
Yeah, me too. There was one I was gonna say because some of these movies I've seen and you haven't, or vice versa. Mm-hmm. We've seen a lot of the same ones. I would say Venom, just for the sense, just because like there hasn't been a whole lot of villain movies. That's kind of interesting. Yeah. That would have been nice to talk about, to see. Definitely not Bumblebee. I don't really think,
No, I heard
Transformer movie.
from some people that it's not as bad as Transformers, but still.
I was saying maybe Ready Player One as well would have been a good one to watch. Whether it's good or not, I don't know. Mm-hmm. But yeah, definitely the ones you mentioned.
Yeah, that's really the main two that come to mind for me are The Mule, Bohemian Rhapsody, maybe Equalizer 2. I'm curious about that one.
Equalizer 2, yeah, definitely. That's one I definitely wanted to watch. In fact, I was trying to make sure I did watch, but didn't get around to it. Busy lives, right?
For sure.
So yeah, you
start.
Let's get. You want me to start?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's just get right into it.
Your number 5.
My number 5. So starting from.
Number 5.
From number 5. I kind of had a tie. I know this is kind of like maybe against the rules of top 5, but it was hard. I put Black Panther / I Can Only Imagine. If I had to choose, I would probably put I Can Only Imagine just because I already have another superhero movie in the top 5. But I'll talk about them briefly real quick. Black Panther, just the whole thing of all the cast was African American. That's a pretty big deal. You know what I mean? But then just movie standpoint, it was just really cool. I really liked the Black Panther, the character. I Can Only Imagine, I would say that one, just the story of the lead singer of Mercy Me, and just the story of how he came to write this song. Because this song changed a lot of people's lives. It hit. It was not just in Christian radio, but it was in mainstream radio everywhere. It was pretty cool. Okay, let's go to my number 4. This one, let me just say it. It's A Star Is Born. I saw A Star Is Born. Just the movie itself, like the lifestyle of of a singer. It's like I didn't really like that much because I don't relate with that kind of lifestyle. You know what I mean? That someone has in that world. But the reasons why it's in my top 5 out of all these movies that we put on here, which we should probably list after this real quick. Or actually, we'll have it pulled up for you guys to be able to see kind of the list that we were going off of.
Yeah.
But A Star Is Born, couple things. Bradley Cooper spent months, almost, or maybe a whole year, just preparing for it, and it's his voice in the movie, and he sounds incredible.
Wow.
He's singing with Lady Gaga, who's like a professionally. Trained singer. She's really talented. So him putting a performance like that was incredible. That's so cool. And he directed he produced the movie. I don't think he directed. He produced it. Yeah. So anyways, that reason, and also just the music is really cool. I like the music. It's really beautiful, and Nicole cried in it. Oh my gosh, she was sobbing. It was. I hardly ever see her cry like that. And that was at the end of this movie.
This is very awkward. I have not seen A Star Is Born.
Yeah, no, I knew that from the.
I'm just oh yeah. Yeah, no, that sounds great.
So that's number 4. Okay, I'll try to keep it shorter on these.
No, you're fine.
Number 3, I put Mission Impossible Fallout. I like the Mission Impossible movies.
I like it a lot.
I'm biased with that. I don't know. It could have been 4 or 5. Honestly, 3, 4, and 5 were very interchangeable for me.
No,
1 and 2 were up here, and then 3, 4, 5 was kind of I don't know. So I just really like. Tom Cruise has put out really good movies in the last few years. Anywhere from Jack Reacher, the first Jack Reacher.
I like that.
That movie is so good.
It's very good.
Oh my god, it's one of my favorite movies, of all.
Really?
That's how much I like that movie. Of all movies I've seen, that's one of my favorites.
See, we have slightly different tastes in some movies, but I wouldn't put an action movie as one of my favorites.
Oh no! That's where we totally.
That's
different.
What I'm saying.
That's my go-to of movies. I feel like
Okay.
But Fallout was just great. The twists in it. I love Henry. What is it, Cavill?
Yes.
Is that the last? Is
that Cavill, I think.
Yeah, Henry Cavill and.
Bad actor.
He's not. He's a great Superman.
No. Well, maybe that's the only role he can actually make.
My gosh.
Dude, he's a brick.
Yeah, but he fit the mold of this character. They played him right, I think. Anyways, Tom Cruise is great. Okay, the character is awesome.
It's the second best Mission Impossible movie.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. What's the first one?
The third one.
Yes. Really?
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's got to be.
Maybe you're right.
By far.
Maybe you're right. Okay. Because I thought the one before it was really good too. The one before Fallout, which was the...
Oh, right. I forget that.
Rogue Nation.
Right.
That was pretty good. Mm-hmm. Anyways, number 2. The Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
No way.
Dude, that would blew my mind. Like there was there's a lot of great actors in it.
Yeah.
And it reminded me, I don't know if you've seen Black Mirror.
Yes.
There's it just ends and you're like, I want more, and we've been watching Nicole and I have been watching Black Mirror. It's been entertaining watching that, but this was just, it brought a lot of there's a lot of feels. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I debated putting it in my list.
Really? Why?
If you guys haven't seen Ballad of Buster Scruggs, you should check it out. It's very unique. It's a unique movie. It's a series of stories, if you're not familiar, and that's why I don't know, because
it's not a full film,
right?
But I just, with everything else that was on here, I didn't see SpiderMan into the SpiderVerse. That probably would have made my top 5. Honestly, I didn't. I'll talk about some honorable mentions I had in here, but it was really good. I really liked it, so I went ahead and put it on it.
Very cool.
So, and my number 1, Infinity War.
Solid choice.
Way above any of these movies that I watched, at least the ones that I did watch. I know it's the first of 2. That's even more mind-blowing as to why that just shows how good it is. I mean, I think a lot of people would agree that it was a great movie, set it up perfectly, a lot of the twists, a lot of different things. And here's the thing, I know there's been a lot of noise lately about movies nowadays are just so general, and there's just and I agree with that. It's a lot of movies, action movies these days are made for the masses, for worldwide, and so it's not as detailed and really good as maybe a lot more homegrown movies.
That's what I really felt about Aquaman.
Yeah, I'm sure, and Justice League too.
Yeah.
But Marvel Universe has done a good job at you really do need to watch the other ones. Yeah. There's you can't just watch Infinity War. You could, and it'd be a solid film, but it does not mean the same as to people who have been watching since 2008.
No, I agree. I mean? Let's talk a little bit more about Infinity War. It's my number 2.
Okay.
So Infinity War is my number 2, and I have a lot of opinions about it. I think one reason that it's an excellent movie is that the level of difficulty to make a movie like that work and for it to be great. And this was the same thing that we could have said about the first Avengers movie.
Yeah.
I don't know, think back to when we were expecting to watch the first Avengers. I think everybody expected that it was going to be a complete fail.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you get in one movie all of these, A-type personalities, and then have a movie that makes sense, that's even that is engaging and that works well?
Yeah,
that's hard.
Yeah,
and part of the reason that it works is precisely the whole project with Marvel is actually taking the time to develop every character.
Yeah.
In their individual movies, and of course making millions and millions of dollars in the process.
Exactly.
But because you already know where the characters are coming from, you know the characters. So it's easier to have them all in the same place. It doesn't feel like you need to develop them in the movie itself.
Yeah, because you've already had all these films that they've been developed in. Yeah.
And I mean, it's incredible. It grasped me from the very moment. I mean, the whole movie, it doesn't even feel like it's that long. The Hulk,
and the beginning, the first scene, you've seen all these movies, the Hulk just being destroyed everything.
Right.
We have the Hulk. We have a Hulk. You know the scene where the Hulk grabs Loki and he just destroys Loki, and you're like, oh yeah, awesome. And then it just
right.
Thanos.
Yeah, that scene with Thanos
just pummels him, and you're
you feel it in your gut, right? Oh
no, and then meanwhile, Thor's over here, and you think Thor's gonna die or something. I mean, it was just so cool.
It's really
and I will say my favorite my favorite scene as far as like action and just like cool, like it was just really cool. Was the Doctor Strange and Thanos fight.
Yes.
When he's doing all the cool stuff and he's like all the different, because I mean, you know, they're both. He's got the what stone? Oh my gosh, the stone that like create like
who?
Not the soul. Which gem that makes?
Are you talking about Doctor Strange?
No, I'm talking about Thanos. Oh. Which one of the Infinity Stones? Like kind of he was using a lot against him. You have the soul. You have the.
See, I don't really know that all that well.
Okay,
yeah.
I should. My brother-in-law would totally be able to.
Oh, we're gonna get ripped apart now.
I know, right? We're gonna get destroyed. But that's okay. You know, if you can think of what it is, comment, please. I forget, but whatever. It's just really cool.
Yeah.
You know, the effects and the graphics and stuff in that fight scene was really cool.
No, let me say a few things about like the funny scenes in the movie are hilarious. I mean, the movie. Understand, this is a villain plot movie.
Yeah.
Right? It's kind of like, it really reminded me of Empire Strikes Back. Like this is a kind of movie where you kind of see what's going on, and you see that the whole plot is really led by the villain.
Yeah.
And the plot is led by Thanos, and that's the one character that we actually needed to learn about, right?
Yeah.
We learned about him, and we kind of knew everybody else, and they fall into place. But we learned about him, and it was fascinating.
And and that's the crazy thing too. Like, we have known that Thanos has been around.
Yes, he's been hovering.
Tony didn't even know. Like, no one's known. None of the other heroes have known until Banner is like, "Oh, this dude Thanos is coming. He's about to destroy everybody." You know, you just kicked Hulk's butt. You know,
but, and this, despite the fact that you have this sense of dread in the whole movie, like the funny scenes are hilarious.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Like
the wizard, like he's talking about. You know, Tony right away, he's like, talking to Peter Parker, and he's like, you know, follow the wizard. Or whatever, you know?
No, the interactions with Stark and
Peter.
Doctor Strange are hilarious.
Yeah, it's great.
Like, you wonder, how are these two guys gonna?
Or the exchanges between the Guardians.
Yes. Yeah. It's the funniest. But again, overall, what makes the movie, I think, very excellent. To me, it's a 4-star movie, and we'll talk about that.
We'll get into that.
But Thanos is a villain that you really do take seriously. Mm-hmm. So many movies don't know how to have a good villain. Right? Yeah. So one example, just very quickly, in Wonder Woman, I liked Wonder Woman. Yeah. But the villain there, I don't even know what his name is. It's just terrible. It's like, Look, you know, he's the bad guy, obviously. Because he's just so evil. You know?
And he looks creepy. You know,
we're gonna do a show one time on what is evil and the nature of evil, and I think it's actually fascinating. I'll just leave this hanging. I think it's a very Augustinian view of evil that you see in Infinity War. Yeah. And that's what Thanos is. See, you can't really be evil unless if it's covered in some kind of a goodness, right? Yeah. So this is an Augustinian idea that the worst evil is when it's almost good, but then it deviates from the good. Yeah. And that makes it all the more dangerous. It makes it all the more evil. Mm-hmm. And so he's a very compelling...
Like, you almost like...
Yeah, you're like, oh, that dude maybe has a point.
I kind of respect this guy.
Yeah. And then before you know it, you're like killing half the population.
And then you're like, oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
He got away with that.
Yep.
This guy's bad.
Okay, so, all right, that's an excellent choice for number 1. Again, Infinity War is my number 2.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about my number 5. My number 5 is First Man. Did you see First Man?
We saw it together.
Oh,
we were at the movie theater. That's why we hadn't talked about it.
Yeah. Now I have to say,
dude, it was a snoozer for me. Okay, go ahead.
I like it a lot. I mean, I liked it significantly. Yeah. It's made by Damien Chazelle, and I love his other movies. Whiplash is one of my favorite movies of all time. And La La Land is a great movie.
Oh, I love La La Land.
First Man is a good movie. It's solid, but I don't think it's as good as his others.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I can definitely see that it borders on being a little bit boring, but you kind of have to get a sense of what he's trying to develop. And the character of Neil Armstrong is is very cool.
Yeah.
There's kind of a big fuss about this movie, like how I don't know if you heard about it, like because they didn't have the scene of them putting the American flag on the moon.
Oh yeah.
It was getting some backlash. I honestly, like, if you see the movie and you kind of see artistically like where it's going, I don't think they were trying to diss the U.S. or anything. It just artistically, it just didn't fit, honestly.
Yeah.
And I mean, there are going to be spoilers here, guys, but I think the reason it would have taken away from the most important scene of the movie, which is when the what? When he has his daughter's bracelet.
Oh, right.
And he throws it into the crater.
Yeah.
It actually would have taken away, I think, from the
then all of a sudden, here's the flag.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Because it wasn't so much, the movie wasn't as much about this accomplishment, it was about Neil Armstrong.
Yep. No, I know. And the thing is, with the Chazelle movies, one of the themes of his movies is the pursuit of excellence. Mm-hmm. So he apparently is interested in people who are the best at what they do. Yeah. So when you think of some of the, I don't know, the most dedicated people who have this ideal of excellence, the first man who walked on the moon, Neil Armstrong, is probably one of those. Yeah. And you see that shine through in his character. Yeah. I think it's very interesting. I like it a lot.
Can I clarify real quick? Yeah. I liked the movie. I didn't think it was bad. I thought parts of it were pretty boring, you know. That's not to say I don't like movies that are slow pace as well. I'm not just an action kind of guy, but the things I liked about it was I thought Ryan Gosling did a great job, like just being another character, a different person.
He's a great actor.
He's a really good actor, you know. And I know he's one that in the past I've said, he plays the same character, but it was cool to see him in a different setting. Yeah. And just, it was cool to see all the scenes, you know, in space. That's always really nice.
Yeah, the opening scene is really cool.
Yeah, it just, for me, it was just I don't know. I felt like, I don't know. I guess I was just bored at times, you know, and it was just hard to watch it. But other moments, the great moments of the movie were really great.
Right. No, and I kind of I see that criticism. Like I get it. That's why it's my number 5 too. Yeah. But okay, number 4. Did you see Hereditary? Mm-mm. I have it here. It's pretty good.
It's not horror, right? It is horror. Yeah, I don't watch horror movies, man. Like
no. I remember when we watched The Conjuring.
Oh, dude.
I had trouble sleeping that night. A few nights actually.
Oh man.
No, I like horror movies.
I blame you for letting me watch Scream when I was like 5. So maybe that's why. No, I've seen a lot of ones. I've seen The Conjuring. That one was probably one of the worst ones I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. Insidious.
I will say this. So when it comes
Sinister.
to and we've talked about this before, right? When it comes to horror movies, I hate movies that just play for the or just go for the jump scene. This is not one of those at all. Like this is a quality film. The suspense level is high. It's engaging. You will be transfixed as you watch it. Yeah. It is a little bit intense.
What's the main plot? I don't even know what the main plot is.
Well, it has a lot to do. I think I'll talk more about it actually when I come to my number 1 because I'm going to make a contrast.
Sounds good.
So, okay. That was number 4. Number 3, SpiderMan Into the SpiderVerse.
Okay. Yeah,
extremely well made. We talked about it before. Mm-hmm. It's the way it's filmed, the kind of animation they're using is kind of groundbreaking, and you can tell right away when you're watching it. Like, oh man, this is kind of a new animation, and it's the story is fantastic. But
I've heard all good things about it. Yeah, we probably should have made sure we watched each other's top 5. It's whatever.
Okay, we've already talked about it. And number 2. Okay, so number 1 is A Quiet Place by far.
Number 1, I really liked it, and talk about it because I seriously probably. As I'm thinking here more about it and we're talking, I feel like I should probably.
It's not only the best movie of the year; it's one of the best of the last 5-10 years. Yeah. It's a really, really good movie. It's very original.
I think it's so fresh off my mind that I haven't had time to really like process it. Because honestly, I probably would put it 3 or 4. Well, sorry, let's.
No.
Yeah, not just because you said it. Yeah. I just I've already been thinking, I messed up. You know, it should be up here.
I don't pretend to be like a huge expert in film or anything like that.
Yeah.
But one thing to keep in mind is that if a film is good, it should mostly be because of the film. You know what I'm saying? Like the first 30 minutes of the movie, you hardly have any dialogue. Yeah. Right. It's one of the reasons why why I like WALL-E so much. It's like the story is being told just from the film itself, right? And it's so interesting. Like it's obviously part of the plot of the movie that you're not allowed to speak. Yeah. Because if you do, the monsters are going to come get you. By the way, I actually think this movie's kind of working at different meta levels. Yeah. I think it actually is it could potentially be a commentary of sort of the state of civilization right now. Yeah. That sometimes you can't speak up your opinions that much, right? Because if you do, the bad guys are going to come and get you. Yeah. Think about how that kind of is true in our Facebook and Twitter age. Yeah. You know, you really have to watch what you're saying. Yeah. Right. Or you just get destroyed. So I think
here's some interesting things about this movie. I think the fact that it was the silence to the movie adds. I mean, it goes from here to here because of the silence. I think. Because think about it. If it was just a deserted area of the world, and you go outside, and you get eaten by a monster. I mean, it would be kind of lame. Yeah. It would be like, I've seen this before. Right. But the fact that it's just dead silence, and then you're like, this woman's pregnant. Yeah. You know, spoilers, but. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Just the fact that you have to be silent. You know,
I'm so dumb. Like it didn't hit me until like later, like halfway through the movie. Like, what's gonna happen?
Nicole, the whole movie was like, "Why is she pregnant? She's dumb." You know, like why are they trying to pull this off? Right. You know, but it's great. And it's cool that John Krasinski and Emily Blunt are actually married. Yeah. So that made it even better. Yeah. So cool.
No, the acting is terrific. Yeah. The story is very unique, and I think they pull it off in a great way.
Man, you're so right.
What else was I going to say about that? Oh, right. So, but also I get it that when you're looking for a movie, you are looking for it to be artistically incredibly well done. But also, of course, the message that the movie has. Like the message in A Quiet Place, I think is a very positive one. Yeah. How is it that they're able to defeat the monsters? How is it that they were able to make it despite the fact that they're not allowed to speak? They're not allowed to use their voice. And again, like I said, this kind of works in different levels. They're able to make it work because of their family. You know? Yeah. It's their love of one another that kept them together, even when they lost a child, right? Yeah. So they lost the child, and that's something that happens in Hereditary as well. Yeah. These movies are like parallels of each other. Okay, so in Hereditary, one of the kids in the family dies, and it actually it has the tendency of separating the family. Yeah. They don't come together. So there are two scenes, dinner scenes. There's a dinner scene in Hereditary after the death, and there's a dinner scene in A Quiet Place after the death of the kid. And in A Quiet Place, like they come together, they're praying together, you know, when they have their meal. And in Hereditary, they're like just yelling at each other, drifting further and further apart. Like there's no grounding to their family life, and there's no grounding to their life in general in Hereditary. And the movie is literally about Satan coming in and possessing that family. Yeah. It's a hard movie to watch, Hereditary. Like you're just left with despair at the end of the movie. Like the point of the movie at the end is despair. But the way that I kind of read it is despair if you don't have God in your life. Like if you don't have something that's bringing your family together. Uh-huh. And in A Quiet Place, the message is completely different. It's the opposite message. So Hereditary is a photo negative of A Quiet Place, very interestingly. And in that sense, it actually makes it very effective. So.
And see, the thing too that's really cool about A Quiet Place is that anytime there's sacrifice, you know, and I mean, like, it's just incredible to see. That's
the dad in the family being the dad in the family, and to the point of death.
I mean, like you got into the Augustinian thing, you know, this. I mean, the idea of sacrifice, the ultimate sacrifice, our Lord, you know, died on the cross for us. Like, that is a theme that, like, resounds in our lives.
Exactly.
And it rings so true. So the fact that this man gives his life, which in the movie, I remember thinking afterwards, I was like, why didn't he pick up the axe at least and try? You know what I mean? But it's cool. It's cool to see that too. And it you know, like, you could say that even after his death too, they were going to come closer. Yes. Nothing was going to pull them apart.
Exactly.
At all.
Yeah, that's right.
And did you know that girl was actually deaf in real life?
Yeah, I knew that.
That's cool. I thought that was really awesome.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, let's look at the stuff that's coming this year. Have you seen, like, are you anticipating, I mean, obviously we're anticipating Endgame. Yeah. I'm really excited about that. Mm-hmm. And of course, Captain Marvel, I guess that'll give us a little bit of a hint as to what'll be coming then.
Yeah, I'm excited about Captain Marvel. Mm-hmm. Very excited about it. I'm going to go see it on the opening day.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you already got your tickets or what?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Austin bought them. Oh. He was like, I bought 2 tickets. I was like, oh, sweet. Oh, so we're going to go.
Okay.
It's like March something, I don't know, 21st or something like that.
Now, of course, we're hearing a lot about Lion King, Aladdin, Dumbo. What do you think about that?
Aladdin, it doesn't look really, like, from what I've seen, it's kind of like they're going to ruin Aladdin.
Yeah, and I don't understand.
Dumbo looks cool. Dumbo actually looks really cool.
If anything, I'm more interested about Dumbo and Aladdin, but Lion King, I don't...
No, I haven't seen a whole lot of Lion King. I actually would rather see Lion King than Aladdin, because Aladdin, like, the music is so good in Aladdin and the original, and there's humans. It's so much easier to make a movie that's all animals and just it's all going to be CGI. That's totally fine. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I think Lion King is going to. I think it'll be better than Aladdin. I just feel like Aladdin's going to get just trashed.
Well, I mean, in my opinion, they're going to do Lion King, so it's going to be CGI, and it may as well just be animation. I mean, it's. At least with the Aladdin movie, now it's going to be live action. You're going to have actual actors.
I guess.
To me, that's the difference.
Well, I mean, I really liked the Jungle Book. The Jungle Book movies that both came out. There's the 2 different ones. They were cool to see them in that kind of CGI. You know, I don't know.
But I think this is what. This is part of the reason why Hollywood is really struggling right now.
Yeah.
Just rehashing their old stuff. Partly because of copyright issues and just because they're trying to make money. I'm zero interested with these. I'll maybe mildly interested about Dumbo and Aladdin, but not really that much.
Yeah.
Now, one thing, I don't know if you're aware of this. Did you know that there's a Joker movie coming out?
No, I didn't know. That's exciting.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh, wow.
Is going to be the Joker. As of now, they don't have like any trailers or anything. Mm-hmm. But that's interesting,
cool.
No?
Yeah. I knew that Venom was going to do that. I knew Venom was going to trigger these more of the villain movies. Mm-hmm. You know, just because, especially the iconic ones like Venom, like Joker, might be a Lex Luthor movie. You know, there might be, and I don't know what else. You know, what other iconic ones would you want to see a movie?
But it's just like that's a huge task. Like, I mean, that's.
It's the biggest villain, I think.
I know, and of course with The Dark Knight, like who would want to take on the task?
He's just as much as like just as much as like Batman, there's been a lot of Batmans, there's been a lot of James Bonds.
Yeah.
Joker's going to be that way. There's already been like 3 or 4 or 5 different Jokers, you know.
Yeah, but everybody's going to live in the shadow of
Heath Ledger. Man. Heath Ledger just, it's incredible. Yeah. I mean, his story is really sad.
No,
you know, I don't know if it really, like, it's never clear of, like, if it had to do with his death.
It seemed like
I read
a
about
lot of
recently,
rumors about that.
You know, I read about it recently. I know that he was losing sleep because of it. So essentially, it was tied because he was losing a lot of sleep and he was taking sleeping pills. And I don't know if it was a matter of, like, it was suicide because of he was crazy, or he just couldn't sleep and he took too many pills. And that's usually, I think that's what is the explanation is, that he just...
It's part of, like, just being under a lot of stress.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So, but yeah, no, you're totally right. What you got? Oh, yeah, we have Toy Story 4 coming.
Toy Story 4, that's big. Like, I can't believe they're doing a 4th one.
I know. I was ready for it to be done with a 3rd.
Yeah.
I was okay with it being put to rest.
Yeah, so I don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah, I haven't seen
I'll obviously watch it.
Yeah. I haven't seen any of the John Wick movies. I know we have that on there.
Yeah, John Wick.
I want to watch him. I don't know. Keanu Reeves isn't my favorite person,
but he's great at that kind of movie, I think.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen the second John Wick, but the first one I liked a lot, so I'm going to keep watching.
Check him out.
Now, obviously, the big one that we're anticipating is Episode 9. Hopefully, it can redeem what Star Wars has been taking a bit of a hit, I think.
I know, yeah.
Which is.
I remember we both really liked the 8th one at first. And then dissecting it more, where I have definitely
there's still a lot that I like about Episode 8, but the more I think about it, they just made a huge mistake they didn't understand the character of Luke, you know?
Yeah.
Like one thing to focus on is how is it possible for Luke to even consider murdering in cold blood his nephew? Right?
Yeah.
That just doesn't fit with his character at all. They don't understand the characters.
Yeah, and I wonder if they even really took into account, like, let's really look at Luke's character building in the other movies. You know, and I mean, maybe they did, but it didn't seem like they did. You know, and then also it's like they didn't know what to do with Finn. Like Finn, like it was like, oh, let's just send Finn out with this.
Right, I mean, chick, the whole side mission.
I mean, that was really bad.
It's I don't know how they're gonna redeem it, man.
We'll see.
I'm hopeful that they will.
Yeah.
And you know what? Our expectations now are kind of low, so maybe we have that going for it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Dude, one final thing. I'm really excited that this movie about Tolkien is coming up in May.
Ooh, yeah. I can't wait for us to do a Lord of the Rings show. It'll be great.
We'll do that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's going to be like a biography kind of movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think hopefully they don't mess it up, and I'm looking forward to watching that.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. You know, and in the future we'll have more. We love movies. We love talking about movies, as you can tell. And we'll have more shows in the future just talking about some of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, we should.
You know, or just, you know, maybe we'll, you know, I'm sure we'll do a 2019 one. Yeah. You know, but leave us comments. Tell us something that we missed out. I mean, the master list that we came up with is, I mean, there's so many movies that come out every year. You know, if we think we missed one, let us know. Tell us why. We'd love to hear what you think. And you got anything else for us, Jim?
No. Well, also they can email us at theworldviewbros@gmail.com. So if you have any questions, about our previous show that we're discussing the human nature, so email us your questions. Maybe we'll have like a mail day. And go over that. So.
And we will be having a Twitter and a Facebook page coming up soon. And you'll be able to check out things if we have any announcements, any news, anything cool, articles to check out. But yeah, thanks so much, guys. I think that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us here at the Worldview Bros.